They say the dark web is a myth, a collection of scary bedtime stories for adults who think they're hackers, a place where people buy fake IDs or overpriced drugs, maybe stolen Netflix logins. Nothing real, nothing truly evil. But I know better now, because I went there, and I saw something I wasn't supposed to see, something I can never unsee, something that still watches me. I used to be curious, now I'm just broken. And if you keep listening to this story, maybe you'll end up just like me. It started late one night. I was in my apartment working on freelance code for some boring startup. My coffee was cold, my inbox was empty, and my brain was starving for anything that didn't feel like slow death. I opened a tab, then another. Reddit, Twitter, Discord, some obscure forums I used to hang around on back in my college days. The kind of places where people post creepy pastas and fake conspiracy ARGs. That's when I got the message. The username was ObsidianR0T, all lowercase, black avatar, no bio. Only one post on the entire account. A thread titled, "Have you ever really seen the dark web?" In the DM was a string of text, just a link, a .onion address, and one sentence. Tonight, 2 a.m., watch alone. No phones, no lights. I thought it was a joke, or some promo for an indie horror game. But I saved the link anyway. Curiosity is a hell of a drug. When 2 a.m. rolled around, I was still awake. The rain had started outside, light at first, then pounding. It was the kind of night where the silence feels too loud. I turned off the lights, put on my headphones, booted up my Tor browser, pasted the link, hit enter. The screen stayed black for a long time. I thought maybe it didn't work. Then a red dot appeared in the center. It pulsed like a heartbeat. Then the stream started. A room, gray walls, concrete, damp. A single light bulb swinging above a metal chair bolted to the floor. No audio at first, then static, then whispers. Not loud enough to understand, just barely enough to make you doubt your sanity. Then a message appeared at the bottom of the screen. "Welcome, watchers. The show begins now." Two people entered the frame. They were tall, dressed in black robes with porcelain white masks, blank faces, no mouths, no eyes. They dragged something between them. Someone, a man, late 30s, duct tape over his mouth, hands bound, legs shaking. They strapped him to the chair. He tried to scream through the tape. He looked straight at the camera, straight at us. Another message appeared. Vote for the first act. 4 options. Needle flame isolation teeth. The poll started counting votes in real time. Thousands of them. The chat beside the video was moving so fast I couldn't read anything. I didn't vote. I couldn't even move. The vote ended. Teeth won. One of the masked figures pulled out a pair of pliers. The man screamed as the tape was ripped from his mouth. His screams were real, raw, animal. The pliers clamped on his front tooth, and slowly, deliberately, the masked figure pulled. The stream didn't cut away. It zoomed in. It made sure we saw everything. The blood, the pain, the agony. The chat erupted in laughter emojis, skulls, and things I won't repeat. I should have closed the tab. But I didn't, because part of me thought, this is fake, right? A performance? Gore effects. Something filmed for a twisted audience. Until the man said my name. Through his bloody, broken mouth, he looked into the camera and whispered, "Please, help me. My real first name. Please." I froze. My name is nowhere on that forum, not on my browser, not on my system profile. I slammed the laptop shut, pulled every cable out of the wall, sat in the corner of the room, hugging myself while the rain slammed against the windows. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, there was an envelope taped to my door. No stamp, no handwriting. Inside, a single Polaroid, a photo of me, taken from outside my apartment window, from the fire escape. On the back, written in marker, "You're a watcher now." I went to the police. I tried to explain. They thought I was on something. There was no website in my browser history, no trace of the link. The photo disappeared from my desk that same night. I started hearing clicks from inside my walls. I covered every mirror, blocked every camera. Then the dreams started. Dreams of the man in the chair. But now I was in the chair, and everyone in the chat was laughing at me, typing things like, "More, burn him, make him scream again." And the masked figures, they whispered to me, "You watched, you wanted this, now it's your turn." I'd wake up with bruises I couldn't explain, cuts on my fingers, and sometimes Polaroids beside my bed, new ones. One showed me sleeping, one showed me brushing my teeth, one showed me staring at a screen that didn't exist. I moved apartments, changed my name, destroyed every device I owned. For 6 months, I lived in silence, until one night I found a package outside my new dorm, a VHS tape, no label. I bought a player at a thrift store. Against every instinct I had, I played it. The screen showed the same room, same chair, empty. Then the masked figure walked into frame, alone. It stared at the camera, then it spoke. A voice I will never forget. It said, "Welcome back, watcher. Are you ready to vote again?" I unplugged everything after that, my laptop, my modem, even my TV. I started sleeping with a knife under my pillow and a chair jammed against the door. But it didn't matter, because they weren't just digital anymore. One night, I woke up gasping. It felt like someone was in the room. My skin was crawling like 1,000 ants running under it. I grabbed my phone to check the time, 2:03 a.m. The screen lit up, but instead of my lock screen, it was the stream. The same room, the same chair, the same flickering light. Except this time, the camera was closer, too close. You could see the scratches in the concrete, the dried blood stains. You could hear the breathing, heavy, distorted, like someone was watching from the other side of the screen. Then the camera panned slightly, and I saw something that made my blood freeze, carved into the wall over and over again, in messy, jagged letters. "He watches you. He waits." I smashed the phone against the wall, pieces scattered like glass confetti. But even with the screen shattered, it still glowed. The same words flashing, "He waits, he waits, he waits." I moved out the next morning, no forwarding address, no goodbyes. I just packed a bag and left. I changed my number, my name, my job. I even started seeing a therapist. I didn't tell her everything, just enough to make her think it was a bad drug trip. PTSD, something that could be treated. For a while it worked. I stopped seeing the messages, the images, the stream, but then it came back. It started in my dreams. At first I was just floating in darkness, no sound, no gravity, just a thick black silence that wrapped around me like a wet blanket. Then a light in the distance, faint, flickering. The closer I floated, the more I recognized it. The room, the chair, the stream, and sitting in the chair now was me, eyes stitched shut, mouth sewn closed, head twitching violently from side to side. In the corner of the room, something moved, a tall shadow, pulsing like it was breathing. I woke up screaming. The nightmare came back every night after that. Always the same. The chair, the stitched eyes, the breathing shadow. Except each time, it got closer. By the 7th night, it was standing behind me. I stopped sleeping altogether. I started recording myself while I slept, just in case I was moving, talking, doing anything strange. On the 3rd night, at exactly 2 a.m., I sat up in bed. I didn't remember doing it. I didn't move for 6 minutes. Then, I started speaking. My voice, but deeper, slower, like something was pushing each word out of me with a knife. The recording played. He is inside the wires, inside the walls. You watched, and now you belong. I was smiling while I said it, a slow, wide grin, and behind me, just for a split second, the figure from the dream, black, eyeless, twitching. I threw the hard drive into a river, burned every backup, deleted every trace. But that night, when I walked past a store window, I saw something in my reflection. Not the figure, me, but smiling, and my eyes were sewn shut. I tried contacting someone from the old forum, anyone who might have seen the stream. Most of them were gone, deleted accounts, dead links. One replied, username, Ghost Sinkhole 88. They sent one message. I watched it too. You can't escape. They come through the glass now. Then they blocked me. A few days later, I saw a news article. Suicide. Same username on Reddit. Jumped from a 4th-story window. Landed face first into a car windshield. The image blurred out in the article, but the description stayed in my head. Victim's eyes appeared to be missing. I stopped looking after that. What was the point? But the world didn't stop watching me. Mirrors started acting weird. I'd catch glimpses, flickers of movement that weren't mine, reflections that didn't match. One time, I looked into the mirror and saw my room, but empty. I turned around. Everything was normal. Looked back, still empty. Then behind my shoulder in the mirror, the chair, with someone tied to it, me, and something whispering behind the glass. Watch your last show. I tried staying in public, coffee shops, libraries, anywhere with people, but the stream followed on random devices, glitches in monitors, TVs flickering static and then briefly flashing that room, that cursed room. One time, I watched a stranger's phone screen in a cafe flicker. For half a second, the stream appeared. He looked confused, blinked, shook his head. Then he looked at me, dead in the eyes, and mouthed, "Soon?" I thought about ending it, not out of despair, out of desperation. I wanted to escape whatever was haunting me. I wanted silence, peace, but even that was stolen. The night I tried to take the pills, I blacked out in my bathroom. When I came to, I was sitting in the shower. The word no was carved into the wall in deep red, but it wasn't blood. It was static, a smear of it, like the noise from an old TV had been painted across the wall and echoing from the drain below me. Not yet. Show's not over. I think I understand now. The stream isn't just a video. It's a gateway, a ritual, a trap. And watching it lets them in. Whoever, whatever they are. Entities born of signal. Consciousness made from fear. Feeding on attention. The viewers keep it alive. And every new watcher becomes the next show. I'm not the same anymore. I don't sleep. I don't eat. I don't live. I perform. There are cameras in my walls now, in my eyes, in my teeth. Every time I close my eyes, I hear the chat, the voices, cheering, voting, begging for more. I think I'm streaming right now, and you're watching. You shouldn't be. You should have stopped. You should have never clicked. But it's too late now. You've seen too much. You heard my story, you're part of it, and the only thing left to choose is, how will your show end?